Shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. It's your brother Awar. I'm about to give you another video. Alright, Shalom to the Akim and Aquat, they're going to be watching this video. Alright, and to the elect and the 1/3 that may come across this video in truth and pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Alright. So I was watching and Barak Shabbat, to everyone keeping Shabbat today. Alright. So I was just going through watching some Gadite Native American stuff, and I came across this one video. Right, and the Gadite was in the spirit. He was speaking that truth. Right, so I'm gonna play a little bit of
Native American interrupted an anti-illegal immigration protest in Arizona. Let's hear what he had to say.
Fight none of you. Exactly. Get on with your bogus arguments. Get on with your bogus arguments. We're the only legal ones here.
We have Native Americans here.
Yeah. We should have put that sign up when you son of a bitches came.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. It represents blood. That represents blood spilled by Native Americans protecting this land from the invaders. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You don't want to hear the goddamn truth, do you? Get on, bitch.
That's right.
You don't want to hear the truth. That's what that flag stands for. All the Native Americans you killed to plant your houses here. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Get on, bitch.
All right. And yo, man, when I heard this Gadite standing up for his people, standing against Babylon, it put me in the spirit. So I'm like, I'm about to make a video on this later. Right. So let's get into it, man. You see that brother? He was there with his little baby, standing in front of these devils. Didn't give a damn. Right, cussing these devils out for their wickedness, as all you black Hispanics and Native Indians should be doing. Not some of you. Y'all shouldn't be happy about this place. Rape, robbing, and murdering your ancestors. This is what you guys should be up against. Never in history, any other nation that gets oppressed, they stand up against the oppression. But the majority of the Negro, Latino, Native Indians out here in Babylon, they're complacent. They don't care no more. They gave up. Right? It's time for you to stand up. That's the spirit that you need to be in to help cause this place to fall. You don't want this place to fall. Now I was just I just seen a video of this Edomite who got off on probation for holding a underage girl as a sex slave for over a year. And if Jake were to do that, Native Indian or Latino or so-called black man would do that, you know they're not going to let you get off with it. You know they're going to give you the maximum punishment that they can give you. So why for even things like that, for breaking the law, why would you want to be judged by another nation of people that don't care about you? They're going to give you the maximum punishment. And they do it all the time, but Jake doesn't care. Jake's just going to complain and say, oh, be fair. And you clearly see him doing it to you. So this is Proverbs 28:1. This is for the Gadite brothers standing up bold, calling out Esau for the wickedness. One thing he said is, yeah, you don't like to hear the truth, do you? Right? Because Esau doesn't like to hear the truth of his actions that he's done in the past. You know, Esau would always talk about, oh, Jake did this, you Negroes killing each other, you Negroes doing that, you selling each other drugs, right? You steal. But everything that the white man puts out that accuses someone else of doing, you can go and accuse him of it times 3, times 10, right? So it says, the wicked flee when no man pursueth. Proverbs 28:1, the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. You know that Gadite's bold as a lion when he's there with his little baby in the stroller, right? And Esau and these Edomites just walking on, they ain't got nothing to say. All that lady could say, oh, we got Native Americans here too. All those Native Americans are coons. Talking about what kind of Native American is gonna stand there with the American flag, trying to uplift this country that raped, robbed, and murdered your ancestors, right? But Esau is walking on, and Esau does it all the time. We're out here whenever we're holding camp, we're calling them out on their wickedness. All they can do is walk off and talk under their breath. or sometimes they might get mad and try and kill you or try and attack you. But for the majority of the part, Esau tries to use subtlety when he's good. Esau will let you attack him after he done pissed you off, so that the cops can come and arrest you. That's how much the devil this man is. So it's Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. Right? And that Gadites oppressed. All you Gadites are oppressed. And it should make you mad. You Negroes and Latinos are oppressed as well, and it should make you mad. Right? All of that. And a gift destroyed the heart. Right? So whatever Native Americans be up there protesting or standing alongside their enemies, the so-called white man, they probably got a gift. Majority of the time they got a gift, and it destroys their judgment, destroys their heart. Right? Now they're not all that bad. When meanwhile they're not doing nothing for you. The only time the so-called white man likes a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian is when you're on his agenda. Is when you're pushing what he likes, which is to smack talk your own people, right? Come up against your own people, right? The white people like to say, oh, to coons, oh yeah, this Negro's not like the rest of them. Only because you smack talk your people. Meanwhile, yeah, maybe that one devil likes you, but you go to the next state and all the devils looking at you just the same, no matter how peppy you dress, no matter how bald your face is, they're looking at you all the same. Because you are not the same people. There's no such thing as every human, everybody being one race. You're different nations of people, and nations of people hate other nations of people. That's just how it is. And it seems like the Negro, Latino, Native Indian, man, that's too hard to understand. That's too hard. That's too hard of a concept to grasp. Let me get Jeremiah 2:25, I believe. 2:25. All right. It says, withhold thy foot from being unshod and thy throat from thirst. Don't take those presents, don't take those gifts. Look at, you're living in society now and you have to make a living, but don't use it as an excuse to look away from the oppression and the wickedness that this devil's doing, that he continues to do, not only to your people, to the Most High God himself, to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, spreading lies all over the face of the earth, saying they're the original peoples of civilization. When meanwhile, they're nothing but a bunch of cave beasts. That they stole all the lands in Europe, right? They stole the lands from the Japhites, right? They done stole America. They put the God's chosen people in slavery. They're going around oppressing every nation on the face of the earth, going around cutting down as much trees as they possibly can, and mass producing and mass consuming, like the soil and the materials of the earth. They say there is no God, right? You should see the comments on some of the videos I was watching about of another Native Indian girl, where these white people were saying, oh, it's our land now, only the strong steal it. Meanwhile, let me get this real quick. They don't know. If you don't know the prophecies of the scriptures, you're gonna be bugged out. You're gonna think there's no hope. Right, as I should have kept on reading in that scripture, right? And it says, where is it? All right, and it says, I beheld, and it's Daniel 7:21. I beheld in the same horn, right? This horn's talking about America, right? The horn that came out of the fourth beast, right? There's a certain horn that came out of the fourth beast, and it says. Then it says, I beheld in the same horn made war with the saints. The saints are the black, Hispanics, Native Indians, those that made a covenant with the Most High, right? So Genesis, Psalms 149, was it 140? We'll get it, all right? We'll get it. But the saints are the children of Israel, right? And prevailed against them. So they prevailed against us. They prevailed against Gad. They prevailed against the Ephraim. They prevailed against Judah, right? But it's only for a certain period of time, and the main reason why they were able to prevail against us was because we were sitting against the Most High, right? But it says, look at what it says. It says, verse 22, so they're gonna prevail against us until the Ancient of Days came, right? So when the Most High comes back, that's when they're gonna stop. They're gonna stop oppressing us. The Most High is gonna stop, save us out of their hands. right? They're going to keep prevailing against us until the Most High comes and intervenes, right? And judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom, right? So when the Most High comes, that's when it's time for the children of Israel to possess the kingdom. You blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, all right? So at the same time is when you're going to possess the kingdom. And judgment is going to be given unto you. You get to punish these people for what they've done to you, right? So the main reason why they've been able, and a lot of these these devils' arguments is, it's a survival of the fittest, it's our land now, we took it, it's fair and square, right? But you Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians need to know that the Most High, that the reason they were able to overcome you is because of this. All right, this is Deuteronomy 1:41. Then ye answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Most High, we will go up and fight. Right, and that's pretty. And there was a time when we said this, and not only did we say this back then, we did this in our actions. This is what Gad did in their actions. This is what Judah and Ephraim did in their actions, trying to fight against the Caucasian man when he came, these devils, Salakia, this and us sinning against the Most High and then trying to go make war against our enemies is us saying to the Most High, we're gonna sin. We sinning against him. We sinning against you, our God, but we're gonna fight anyways, right? We will go up and fight according to all that our power commanded us. And when ye had girded on every man his weapons of war, ye were ready to go up into the hill. And the Most High said unto me, say unto them, go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you, lest ye be smitten before your enemies. So the Most High isn't with us when we're sinning against him, right? So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandment of the Most High, and went presumptuously up into the hill. And the Amorites which dwelt in that mountain came out against you, and chased you as bees do, and destroyed you in Seir, even unto Hermah. So that's what happened. That's how we were overcame, because we sinned against the Most High. All right. So now we're coming back into the time where we're not going to be sinning against the Most High anymore. Right. So it says, this is Psalm 148:13. Let the praise of the name of the Most High. Let them praise the name of the Most High, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heathen. He also exalted the horn of his people. His people. The Most High exalts the horn of his people. Right. The praise of all his saints, right? Even of the children of Israel. So people and saints are synonymous in this text, this scripture. Even of the saints, even of the children of Israel, people near unto him. And then he goes back to saying people again, a people near unto him, praise ye the Most High. So the saints are the children of Israel, who will be able to execute that judgment, who that judgment will be given into the hands of. Let me get Psalm 140, was it 149 or 147? I think it's 147. Oh no, I think it's 149. Right? All right. It says, Psalm 149, starting at verse 2, let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Right? This is talking about Israel. Right? Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Most High taketh pleasure in his people. This is talking about his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Which also goes to show you his people is the meek. Right, because all these other nations, they can fight a carnal warfare, right? Iran can make their nuclear missiles, Russia can make their nuclear missiles, right? China, all these nations, Esau, they can all live by the sword, but Israel can't live by the sword. We can have our weapons, but if the Most High is not with us, we're going to be smitten before our enemies, right? So we're the meek on the face of the earth. We're the ones who've been downtrodden, robbed, and spoiled and oppressed. We're the ones who've been made fun of and are made a laughing stock and a reproach among all these nations that nobody gives a damn about, except Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right? For the Most High taketh pleasure in his people, he will beautify the meek with salvation. That's how we're going to be beautified, with salvation. Through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai when he comes back to deliver us. Right? and nobody else. Right? For them, let the saints be joyful in glory. The saints is talking about the children of Israel, right? Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and the two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. So this is going into the children of Israel. We're going to be able to execute the vengeance on the heathen when the Most High comes back. Right now they're ruling over us. We're living as servants, and we're princes living as servants, and their servants living on horses. Right, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. So the heathen are going to be getting the judge. Israelites are going to be executing vengeance upon the heathen. Okay, you other nations that are not of the children of Israel, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh. So this is the saints. This is the judgment. This judgment written, and the saints only are the children of Israel who will be able to execute that judgment. Okay, so getting back to Gad, this is Wisdom of Solomon 5. And let me get Zechariah 9 first. Right. Zechariah chapter 9. All right, this started verse 12. Turn ye to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Right? Speaking of you children of Israel. Even today, though I declare that I will render double unto thee. Right? Double. We're gonna get to do double of what the nations did unto us. When I bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim. Right? The Most High is preparing a great army. Right? Ezekiel 37. Right? And raise up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man. So this is what the Most High is doing in these last days. He's raising us up, giving us back our nationality, giving us back our laws, statutes, and commandments. We've been giving back all these things through the mercy of the Most High, and through the prophecies and the promise. So he's raising us up against Esau. As the time is short now. These prophecies are almost only a few more prophecies left before we get saved up out of here. All right, so the Most High is preparing his army right now as we speak. Right, we cussing out Esau, we cussing them out, we telling them to go into slavery. The Most High is opening our eyes to these things to show us the future and to have us not live in darkness anymore. Now, what was the other precept I wanted to give? It was Wisdom of Solomon 5. Right. So Gad needs to. I will pray for Gad, and that Gad may repent, because a lot of them Gadites are still into their idolatry and don't know who they are. Right? And we need to the faster we wake up and seal the elect, and the 1/3, the quicker the Most High is going to bring the judgment upon this place. Right? Don't be complacent. Don't be a part of this world. This world hates the Most High. It hates you. Right? Am I lying? None of these people care about the Native Indians or the Latino or the Negroes. They don't care about us. They don't care about our God either. So the Most High isn't a part of this world, and neither should we be. Right? Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. So these Edomites and these other nations are the ones who have afflicted us. Those are the ones we're pronouncing a judgment against when we go out on the highways and the byways. Right? And we're standing in great boldness. The same way that Gadai was standing in great boldness with the baby, with this little baby, man. He got so overwhelmed with the anger and with his anger and his righteous hatred that he didn't care that he had his baby right there. Most High had his angels protecting him, that none of these Edomites would lay hands on him anyways. Right? And they made no account of their labors. Right? These guys were being, the Gadites were being genocided, and the Latinos were being genocided against. Meanwhile, they're slaves working for free, building up the riches of the so-called white man, being robbed of their gold and their wealth. While the Gadite man and woman taught the so-called white man how to live in this climate, how to hunt, what animals they're allowed to eat, right? How to bathe, right? All these things. Actually, the Southern Kingdom, us the Jews taught that to the so-called Edomite man first. And they're coming out of the Caucasus Mountains. These guys are filthy and disgusting. Right? They're profane as hell. Right, well, so we have to teach them. That's why they had so much diseases on them. That's why when they came over to the shores of America, the Gadites were dying by diseases, because these Edomites their bodies were made for they got used to the disease, so their body developed what's the word? Resistance to the diseases that other people never even heard of or knew of, which also is in the curse of Deuteronomy. Most are bringing these diseases that ain't even written in the law. Right? When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and growing for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. Right? Talking about us. Okay? We fools account his life madness, especially for us to actually follow the ways of the Yahweh Shem Yahushai, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments in this perverse world. They count in our lives madness. Teaching our people to repent and to come out of this ways of this wicked world, that's madness to these people. Right? These people want the world to be so messed up where there's no such thing as genders, people walking around naked, having sex with adults gonna be having sex with kids on the regular. Like they want this world to literally be like that forever. That's the pinnacle of society to these people. Right? That's wisdom. That's the knowledge and understanding that society needs to get to. Right? Could you imagine that? That's what this world is turning into. People gonna be walking around naked normally, right? Raping each other, having orgies all over the street corners, and that's all it's gonna be. Is a bunch of people thinking there's no such thing as genders, having orgies 24/7, probably aborting. The earth wouldn't even sustain itself, because people wouldn't even be. Everybody would just. These people are homosexuals anyways. They just want to rape each other. They just want to have sex without having to take care of children. And meanwhile, they're gonna take care of the children. No, they're gonna have sex with the children just to rape the kid in the ass. Right? You having sex with a kid because you don't want to have no babies. Right? You can only imagine what they do if the kid finally got to the age where they had babies and the kid accidentally got pregnant. Right? Which they probably wouldn't do, because all Esau wants to do is anally rape children. Right? But he's a saint though, right? Catholic